But we go international with today's single best chart. The U.S.'s main banker is not as willing to lend to us these days. China is cutting its holdings of Treasuries, and this actually happened even before the debt ceiling debacle, the government shutdown. China is the biggest foreign buyer of Treasuries. At the end of August, China held $1.2 trillion of the full faith and credit of the United States government. That was $11.2 billion less than in July and $22.6 billion less than 3 months prior, which is the end of May. The high really was back in mid-2011 when China owned $1.3 trillion. One reason that it's been kind of stabilizing, perhaps coming down a little bit, is the Fed began talking about tapering back in May. And we know that...
Yes.
Well, a lot of it is reflected in how much they're
on.
intervening in the currency market because they buy dollars to keep their currency from getting too
Right.
strong. They've been doing a little bit less of that.
But there's a lot of talk about China wanting to diversify its foreign currency reserves as well.
Do we know what they're going into?
A lot of people speculate there's gold. Maybe also they'll try to snap up some higher yielding European infrastructure assets and such, mainly on the sovereign wealth fund side rather than the reserves. But all the talk about diversifying and that editorial about de-Americanizing the world too speaks to this trend.
But to your point, they're like everybody else. Interest rates go up, that 1.3 trillion price down, yield up.
Yield up. Well, we'll see how long this goes on for, because we seem to be stuck in this perpetual cycle of talking about tapering and then holding off on anything.
Yeah.